Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
And welcome to Rajneeti with Ram Bhatt on MATV. As you know, you're watching us on Sky 793, also all over the world on 3Ws, that is www.matvnational.com और YouTube पे आप हमें पैरेलल देख सकते हैं MATV channels के माध्यम से. Before we start the program, I must tell you that you can contact us and participate in this program by calling us on the number. It will be displayed on our screen after the first break. You can also send us your emails and if you want to participate live in this program, if you want become our guest, if you have got some valid points which you think should be discussed in this program, please do write to us or call us, and we'll be more than happy and appreciate your support and participation. राजनीति, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, we look at the राजनीतिक घटनाएं जो होती हैं, political movements, those who are visible and those who are not visible, but there are deeper politics within the politics, and we try and highlight those things by this program. Today, as we continue our last week's subject, we have been talking about Kashmir, which is not only a local issue for India, Kashmir and Pakistan, but it has become an international problem. And there is lots of terrorism being prompted and promoted and so on. So we have some very, very interesting people with us here, and they are actually related to Kashmir. They have been doing lots of work in relation with Kashmir, and most worried people amongst many those who are living in this country, and yet their heart is crying out for Kashmir. With us, we have, first of all, on my right hand side, Krishna Bhan. She is the president of Indo-European Kashmir Forum and also education director and trustee of Hindu Council UK. Krishna ji, thank you very much. Namaskar, आपका स्वागत है राजनीति में. And the other guest we have is our very own, I'm sure the people in Brand immediately recognize his face, is चुन्नी भाई. और चुन्नी भाई जो हैं वो अपने चुन्नी लाल चावड़ा के नाम से उनका पूरा नाम है. He is also member, in fact, executive member of Kashmir, Indo-European Kashmir Forum, and he was ex-councillor of Brent as well. So, चुन्नी भाई, आपका स्वागत है. Thank you very much. And first of all, I must say that we are very much thankful to both of you that you spend your very important time and came here. Thank you so much. As I mentioned earlier, we will be talking about what's happening in Kashmir, what happened in Kashmir, and what can happen in Kashmir, what are the things could be done differently and so on. But एक बात जो मेरे जैसे आदमी को बार बार सताती है, वो ये है कि 1991 से, I think almost 1991 से कश्मीर में वो सारा जो हिंसा, बारबरिक हिंसा जो चल रही है, वो बढ़ते जा रही है. पिछले ऑलमोस्ट अब 30 साल हो जाएंगे वहाँ पे कश्मीरी पंडितों को भगाने के बाद में जो एक हिंसा का दौर चल रहा है, वो अभी तक चल रहा है. और उस दौर में कई बार जैसे समुद्र में बाढ़ आती है, हाई टाइड, और फिर थोड़ा शांत होता है, ऐसा लगा नहीं शांत है, फिर अचानक कोई एक बहुत बड़ी उसमें लहर आ जाती है और सारे उसके चपेट में आ जाते हैं. तो ये हिंसा का और बारबरिक हिंसा का जो दौर है वो कश्मीर में लगातार चल रहा है. उसके पीछे कौन है और जो लोग उसके पीछे हैं उनके क्या कारण हैं, उनको उससे क्या मिल रहा है, उनसे क्या हासिल हो रहा है, क्या ये किसी थर्ड पार्टी द्वारा प्रायोजित है? इज इट प्रॉम्प्टेड बाय थर्ड पार्टी? इज देयर अ डीपर पॉलिटिक्स? Is just on the surface level what's happening, or the reason behind all these happenings is totally different. But what my question is to you, you may be able to answer this question, is कि 200 लोग, you know, जो known terrorist की list है about 138, right? उसमें से I think about 50 of them are eliminated already. 2 more yesterday. और 100 लोग हैं ना, जस्ट 100 पीपल. इज इट पॉसिबल कि 100 लोग जिहाद कर दें? बिकॉज यू नो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एंड पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल दिस. इतना बड़ा इंडिया है जिसकी सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेटिव जो है, इंडिया इज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग यू नो सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस, उनके इंटेलिजेंस जो है वो, और काफ़ी एक्सपर्ट हैं इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे, मजे हुए लोग हैं, बहुत सारी बड़ी बड़ी समस्याओं को बहुत अच्छी तरह से दे हैव डेल्ट विथ लॉट्स ऑफ वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इश्यूज. येट फॉर लास्ट सो मेनी ईयर्स somehow they could not control a number, handful of people. Is it really possible कि 100 लोग मिलके जिहाद कर दें? कांता जी, Krishna ji, I'm extremely sorry. Krishna ji, what would you want to say on this?
Well, it is possible that they can, you know.
So 100 people can do jihad?
They can, yes, but also they are probably, and well, when I say probably, I mean definitely they are supported by another country or another group of people.
Right.
So that's why they can be very strong, and they can.
Right.
It can lead to jihad. So we know, let me give you an example. In Kashmir, it's a well-known fact, in the valley particularly.
Yeah.
And also in the Pakistan administered
POC.
Kashmir.
Yeah.
In
POK.
We do have terrorist groups, jihadi groups, sponsored by Pakistan.
Right.
It's an accepted fact.
Right.
And we all know, you know it, I know it as well as even I have really had some contacts with some of the Muslim friends, and they easily accept that this has been happening.
Right.
So that has been the tragedy of this whole episode, when the Kashmiri Pandits about 28 years ago were thrown out of their own homeland. And the people behind this, the groups, terrorist groups, or the separatist groups that have been responsible for their exodus, mass exodus, have been definitely supported by Pakistan. We know that. They have been supported by them. They are supplied with very sophisticated weaponry.
Right.
And so and Kashmiri Pandits have become refugees in their own country.
Right. You think it's no, I mean, you think jihad is possible by 100 people. I want to come back to you about this, pushing out all the Kashmiri Pandits, which had happened in 1990. But Chunibhai, I wanted to ask you, do you think it is possible to have a jihad with 100 people?
Not without total support.
Right.
By total, I mean militarily, financially, human support, human resources, everything. Total support from outside sources.
Right.
Okay? अगर ये जानना है कि outside source क्या है, कहाँ है, तो हमें कोई दूर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि it's just across the border.
Right.
Okay? और बॉर्डर उन लोगों के लिए बिल्कुल ओपन है.
जी.
वहाँ से वो आते हैं, उनको लाया जाता है. वो ओनली पाकिस्तानीज नहीं है, या तो कश्मीरीज नहीं है. ये जो आतंकवादी है, टेररिस्ट है, जो भी है, वो मुसलमान है कहीं और देश से भी है.
जी.
Not only from Pakistan, not only from Kashmir.
So the hired, you're saying that there is a group of hired people.
That's right. इसलिए मैंने कहा human resources, including human resources.
Okay.
So they're getting all this help,
Right.
including
Yeah.
finance, ammunition, weapons, everything.
So are you saying that 100 लोग जो हमारे पास जो लिस्ट है वो 100 लोग एक चक्रव्यूह का हिस्सा है. It's just a show that these are 100 people, but there is an entire system, mechanism, there is a whole, क्या उसको कहते हैं, plan. Is it what you're saying?
बिल्कुल उनका मैनेजमेंट ISI से हो रहा है.
जी.
अगर उनको ISI का ओपन सपोर्ट नहीं होता, अगर कन्वर्ट सपोर्ट होता फिर भी अकेले काम नहीं कर सकते.
जी जी.
100 लोग को क्या मारने समय लेगा?
That's right, I'm saying that.
Okay?
Yeah.
5 दिन में खत्म हो जाएगा.
जी.
मगर इट्स नॉट कि हम एक छोटा सा ग्रुप के साथ भारत का युद्ध चल रहा है.
जी.
ये जो युद्ध चल रहा है टेररिस्ट का,
जी.
वो सारे देश के साथ चल रहा है. द अदर साइड ऑफ इंडिया. So it has got to be handled the situation. उसको उस प्रकार से हैंडल करना है कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर उसका क्या असर होता है.
जी. That is my second question to you, that you have been part of the government. You were representing the, one of the very important council in this part of London, Brentme, which is a very multicultural society. And so I wanted to ask you that people are talking about now, for a few years now, people are talking about that this Kashmir issue is actually affecting people on the international level. Now, people are saying that, but they are not very specific about what exact effect, whether it's a political or whether it is communal relation and harmony amongst the certain groups of people who are living in a different country. It's a neutral place. So what exactly, what effect exactly created by this Kashmir trouble internationally? Can you tell us about it? What do you think about it?
उनका ये जो बाहर के देशों में, फॉर एग्जांपल ब्रिटेन में उनका जो प्रभाव है
जी,
वो पॉलिटिकल लेवल पे है
जी,
हायर लेवल पे. यहाँ के कश्मीरी लोगों ने, कश्मीरी मुसलमान, पाकिस्तानी मुसलमानों ने, वो अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में जो उनका MP है
जी,
उनको अपने कब्जे में ले लिया है.
ओके.
उनके पास से वो काम करवाते हैं
जी. So they are influencing their representative in
British Parliament.
In British Parliament.
That's right.
Okay, so I mean, पिछले हफ्ते 2-3 हफ्ते पहले they wanted to celebrate the death of one of the terrorists, Burhan Wani, which was somehow was cancelled after some pressure from different people, and I think from pressure from Indian government. So do you think it's a very well planned thing which is happening across the border, Krishna ji?
It is very well planned. We know it is very well planned. Like, let's take Burhan Wani. He was, well, he's very well known among the circle of terrorist groups. He has a long history of womanizing, getting in trouble with the various authorities. And now it was very surprising that the British government nearly allowed to commemorate his death, a terrorist who died, of course, in an encounter with the Indian army. But the whole thing was planned. I'm glad that it didn't go ahead. It was stopped at the last minute. But they planned it in such a way, even if it was stopped, the whole thing was really promoted on the social
media. On the social media, yes.
It was promoted on the social media, so everybody came to know about it. Though it was stopped, the demonstration itself was stopped, but his commemoration of his death was.
Chunni bhai, yes, you were saying something.
उनके थोड़ा मैं ऐड करूँ तो.
जी.
वो टेररिस्ट जिसका भी डेथ हुआ था, 1 वर्ष के बाद पाकिस्तान के प्राइम मिनिस्टर, पाकिस्तान आर्मी के जनरल्स उनका नाम लेके सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, कुछ भी करते हैं, एनिवर्सरी मनाते हैं. तो दैट शोज कि पाकिस्तान इज 100%
openly supporting
terrorism in Kashmir, in entire India.
Right. Now, I want to go back to 30, 28 years, yes, because many people have heard about this exile of Kashmiri Pandits. But I want to hear what exactly happened, and what surprises me is in a country, India, right? Kashmir ke log hain, you know, Kashmiri people, residents, and there is a system, there is law and order, there is police, there is everything. A group of people, announces that other group of people have to leave, and not only leave, but leave their wives and daughters behind you. Now, what surprises me is what happened to the authorities, what happened to the police, what happened to those who were holding the government and should be protecting each individual, whether it's Hindu, Muslim, Gorkha, Dogra, whatever. So can you tell me exactly what happened then?
You see, in the seeds of this whole thing started erupting, growing in 1988. I'll give you an example. I went on holiday in the summer of 1988.
Okay.
And there was totally, the whole thing in the valley, had we lived in the capital, the whole thing had changed. There was a lot of unrest. You would be suddenly sitting inside your house in the drawing room, and then you'll hear a lot of noise, people running around, shutting the shops, and kind of gunfiring. And so after, say, about 2-3 days, things came back to normal. But the things were, there was a lot of unrest in the valley.
Right.
The government that time didn't take any steps to put it right.
Who was the government? Is it Farooq Abdullah?
Yes, Farooq Abdullah was the CM.
Right.
Obviously, he was there, and then we had Governor Jagmohan, was the governor of.
And who was then Prime Minister of India?
It was, I think it was it Vajpayee? Yes.
Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was the, but there was lots of things were happening in the valley.
Right.
Lots of things were happening in the valley. So it kind of built up. By 1989,
right,
a lot of people had left because there wasn't any normal life in the valley, in the capital particularly.
Right.
So people were getting frightened, they were getting afraid for their lives, so they were leaving gradually.
Right.
Then, in 1990, in January 1990, there were these loudspeakers started calling from the mosques, telling the Kashmiri Pandits, you either leave, convert, or die.
Right.
These are the three things.
Now, when such thing happened, did people of Kashmir who were targeted, did they approach to the security, did they approach to authorities, did they go to Prime Minister of India? I mean, in such situation.
In a situation like that, when you're threatened by the majority of the people who live in the valley, I don't think they could think like that we'll plan a visit to Delhi. And
no, but as you said, that it happened gradually.
No,
it did not happen overnight, because when you realize that you are being threatened, right? I'll give you an example. If somebody comes to my house every day and throws stones, or try to scare me, or use foul language against my family, first thing I will do is I will find out who these guys are, and if I can't handle them, I'll go to authorities and go to higher authorities. You know, so when such thing happen, there has to be, you know, there must be, this incident started happening and the tension started building up. So what I'm trying to find out, and what does not make me comfortable even thinking, that in one part of India where the people, a group was targeted, what was the government doing?
Obviously nothing.
That's what I want to find out. But I'll come back to you and we'll talk more about to you. Yeah. And Chunilalji, I want to talk to you about this as well, but we'll talk about it after.
At Leica Mobile, we do things your way. Buy a new SIM with our UK Plan Ultra online and enjoy 15 gigabytes of ultra-fast 4G data and unlimited UK minutes and texts. All of this for the low price of just £12 for 30 days. This 50% off contract-free offer is available on our 4G LTE UK network. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today. Terms and conditions apply. Your data, your way. Leica Mobile.
Hey, little fella. Get your free Brian toy when you buy car or home insurance through
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ हेस्टन हाइड। फॉर बुकिंग्स कॉल 0208 572 1818।
नमस्कार। नमस्कार।
Namaste. I love India. So, travel a lot?
No, just on business.
You love India without experiencing it.
But I have experienced it right here on Air India. I always fly Air India.
Me too.
Now fly anywhere to anywhere. Earn and redeem miles via 27 Star Alliance partners. Air India. Proud to be Indian. Proud to be global.
स्वागत है आपका प्रोग्राम जन्म कुंडली में। कैसा होगा ग्रहों का हाल आपके लिए, किस तरह से आप ले पाएंगे इनसे लाभ, क्या होगी दशा आपके लिए, देखना ना भूलें जन्म कुंडली विद अनिल शर्मा ऑन MATV।
सुखदेव्स रेस्टोरेंट एंड बार शानदार महफिल के लिए जानदार जगह, बर्थडे पार्टीज, रिसेप्शंस, फैमिली गैदरिंग्स, ऑन डिमांड फूड, एक्सलेंट वेन्यू एंड रीजनेबल प्राइजेस। साउथ हॉल स्टेशन के पास 123 बीकन्सफील्ड रोड, साउथ हॉल। कॉल 0208 571 7669 और लॉग ऑन टू www.sukhdevsrestaurant.com।
Leica presents The Bang, The Tour.
Hi, my name is Salman Khan. Coming to your city. Join me at the Bang Show.
On Saturday, 16th of September at Barclaycard Arena, Birmingham, and at the O2 Arena, London on Sunday, 17th of September. For tickets, visit thebang.uk.
मैं रिंग लिए बिना नहीं जाऊंगी।
रिंग लिए बिना नहीं जाएंगे तो भटकते रहेंगे इधर उधर, हाई सीजन में कहाँ रहेंगे, क्या करेंगे, जो करना है करे, कूचो निकले खटे मरे, मैं अम्ब लेने, मैं अम्ब।
Actually, I don't understand what's your problem, huh?
कौन की करे बोल?
ये सब एक्सक्यूज है, एक्सक्यूज।
हाँ, एक्सक्यूज है ये। अरे कोई कुछ भी फील करे, मरे जीवे, सुतरो कोल पतासे पीवे, मैं अम्ब लेने हैं, मैं अपने लिए कॉफी लेने जा रहा हूँ, आपके लिए कुछ ले आऊँ मैम।
कैरेक्टर हो तुम? A1।
Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
After the break, you're watching Rajneeti with Ram, but on MATV we have our guest Chunni ji and Krishna ji with us. We were discussing about what happened in 1990s in Kashmir and how Kashmiri Pandits were forced out of the valley and they still have not managed to get back to their homes. Krishna ji, we were talking about what happened, why the securities or police or the government did not protect. What happened? Can you tell us more in details?
Well, obviously the government failed to give protection to the Kashmiri Pandits because it was happening, as I said, for over 2 years. This was building up, and there were certain incidents when some of the people got killed. One of our eminent lawyers, he was gunned down on his doorstep, and things like that happened. But the government didn't take any strong measures to put that right. So obviously people started leaving gradually, but in 1990, in January, once these announcements by loudspeakers was made, so people just fled. They fled for their life. They fled for their life.
So basically they created such a fear in people's mind that people were scared and there was no support.
There was no support
from government.
No, because it didn't happen as I said. It was building up, but it did happen one night when they all had to leave. But it was building up, and government failed to protect them. They failed to do anything to put an end to that situation.
Right. Chunilal bhai, why do you think Indian government did or didn't do what they did?
ये करने के लिए कोई भी काम करना है, political commitment चाहिए. And that political commitment was lacking at the time.
Right. Why? I mean, what was stopping Indian government from taking a stern action?
मेरे हिसाब से जब से भारत आजाद हुआ है, there is always this game of vote block.
Right.
तो उसीलिए जो भी सरकार थी, उनके पास political motivation नहीं था.
To support or to take
to tackle the issue.
Right.
चाहे वो हिंदूज मुसलमान के सामने करते थे या मुसलमान हिंदू के सामने करते थे, सभी भारतीय हैं और सभी को हमने इक्वली ट्रीट करना है. मगर पॉलिटिकल मोटिवेशन नहीं था. क्यों? इट वाज वन साइडेड फॉर वोट बैंक.
राइट.
तो इसलिए कोई भी सरकार अब अंटिल नाउ कोई भी सरकार ने कुछ भी नहीं किया. अभी जो करते हैं तो उन लोगों से सहन नहीं होता है क्योंकि 70 years वो जो मन चाहते थे वो होता था.
मनमानी होती थी.
अभी थोड़ा बंद हो गया. तो कहते हैं कि इंटॉलरेंस है, ये है, वो है. They come up with all these excuses. Because the reality is कि the present government सभी को equally treat करती है. और यही होना चाहिए.
So, Krishna ji, do you think it was a political lack of political interest in Kashmir? Do you think that was the only cause, or was there something more than this?
Well, it was the political. There wasn't any political will to stop this happening, and the government was weak. Our CM, he just fled. He himself fled, left the place and fled. So the government was weak. There was lack of political will, and also the Indian government, the government of India could have, if they wanted, to put some measures. They knew what was happening there. Because Jagmohan, the governor of Kashmir that time, Jagmohan, was telling them, this is going to happen. If you don't do anything, things will turn out like they did. But obviously they didn't take any strong measures.
So Jagmohan also fled?
I think he had resigned before all this happened. When nothing was done.
So he was kind of disappointed.
Disappointed, and he resigned before this big mass exodus.
इससे पहले कि चुनिल भाई मैं आपसे बात करूं, I want to tell our viewers, if you are from Kashmir or if you want to say something about this, I mean many people talk about that leave Kashmir to Kashmiri people, that then Kashmiri Pandit were Kashmiri people and why not talk to them and why not give them what they deserve, why not support them to go back and get their land and their houses and their peaceful life back, and why not also sue them who are responsible for it. You know, I mean, now the lots of international communities are targeting the people who created the war or genocides, and they are actually taken to the court. There are quite a few instances. But we'll talk about it. We have got a caller. Hello.
हेलो, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार, कौन बोल रहा है?
मैं गोपाल बोल रहा हूँ लुटन से।
हाँ जी गोपाल जी बोलिए।
नमस्कार। आप प्रोग्राम बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, मैं सुन रहा था।
थैंक यू।
और ज्यादा आप तो सिर्फ हिस्ट्री की और बैकग्राउंड की बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, जो भी है।
जी जी।
पर मुझे थोड़ा ऑप्टिमिज्म लाना था फ्यूचर के लिए।
जी बोलिए।
मुझे लगता है जो आजकल गवर्नमेंट है कश्मीर में, वो शायद बहुत टाइम चलेगी नहीं, क्योंकि बीजेपी बड़ी मुश्किल में है उनके साथ।
जी।
तो शायद थोड़े महीने में या एक साल के अंदर अंदर प्रेसिडेंट रूल आएगा।
अच्छा।
और उसके अलावा जो दूसरा बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कश्मीर का टेररिज्म के सिवाय,
जी,
वो आर्टिकल 370 है, जो आपने बात नहीं की, क्योंकि काफी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड
जी, पिछले सप्ताह हमने आर्टिकल 370 के बारे में बात की थी।
ओके। पर
जी जी।
उसके बारे में मुझे यही कहना था कि मैंने रिसेंटली एक लीगल एक्सपर्ट है उससे सुना था
जी
कि आर्टिकल 370 खत्म करने के लिए कोई डिस्कशन, वोटिंग कुछ नहीं चाहिए
जी,
सिर्फ प्रेसिडेंट की सिग्नेचर चाहिए
जी।
तो क्योंकि अब नया प्रेसिडेंट आया इंडिया में,
जी जी जी, मिस्टर कोविंद,
तो मुझे लगता है हाँ
जी,
शायद एक साल के अंदर या जब भी पहले प्रेसिडेंट रूल आएगा कश्मीर में, उसके बाद ये आर्टिकल 370 भी फिनिश कर दिया जाएगा।
जी जी।
और उसके बाद काफी फर्क पड़ेगा।
गोपाल जी, सबसे पहले तो बहुत बहुत आपका धन्यवाद, आपने फोन किया और अपना समय हमारे साथ बिताया। थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड थैंक्स फॉर योर ऑप्टिमिज्म। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
ओके जी, नमस्कार। आर्टिकल 370 के बारे में लास्ट वीक वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट एंड विल स्टिल टॉक अबाउट इट, बट बिफोर दैट आई वांट टू कम बैक टू व्हाट वी वर सेइंग, दैट गवर्नमेंट डिड नॉट हैव अ पॉलिटिकल strength and Jagmohan resigned. So I'm sure that he was disappointed with his government.
I think he was, because he had taken it up with the higher authorities for a couple of years. He was there's a book he has written on Kashmir. If you read that book, this is Turbulent Waters in Kashmir. I don't know if you have ever heard of this book, in which he says that he did take up this case with the authorities, with the Bajpai, with the cabinet, and he did tell them that something needs to be done to put the situation right. And he did warn them this will happen if they didn't take steps to address the situation. Obviously nothing was done. And poor Kashmiri Pandits would they had to leave.
Still at large. Not at large, in a way still at large.
They are still, you know, they lived in camps for at least for 21 years. Then they were rehoused in these apartments. I have recently been to Jammu, seen these apartments. They are just as bad as the camps. They have no basic amenities. They have.
So who is responsible? First of all, who is responsible for putting them into those?
The government, the present
government of India.
Not government of India. It's the state
government of Jammu and Kashmir.
The state government. But they do get financial grants for the refugees.
For refugees,
for refugees, or for housing them into apartments. They did get, and also when Bajpai visited the camps in, I think it was 2009, he visited the camps. He allocated certain amount of money, and he did a package, employment package for Kashmiri youths who were living in the camps. But that has not been implemented until today.
We'll come back to that and more, but we have a caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes?
राम जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार जी, कौन बोल रहा है?
आपको मेरी आवाज?
हाँ गुप्ता जी, गुप्ता जी नमस्कार। नमस्कार जी, गुप्ता जी कहिए।
राम जी
जी
आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ।
जी
किस लिए?
बताइए।
कि आज मैंने हाँ, जो दो महान व्यक्ति आप अपने प्रोग्राम में लाए हैं,
जी जी,
बहुत ही प्रोफेशनल है।
जी जी,
खास करके
जी
चूनी चावड़ा जी।
जी जी,
चूनी चावड़ा जी को मेरा नमस्कार कहिएगा।
जी, आपको भी वो हाथ जोड़ के नमस्कार कर रहे हैं।
हाँ जी। और कृष्णा बहन को भी।
जी जी,
बड़ा अच्छा प्रोग्राम चल रहा है आपका।
जी जी।
और चूनी चावड़ा जी के दर्शन तो आज मुझे
जी
आपके प्रोग्राम में
जी
बहुत सालों के बाद हो रहे हैं।
बस प्रोग्राम देखते रहिए, बहुत सारे बड़े बड़े लोगों के दर्शन होंगे प्रोग्राम के माध्यम से। गुप्ता जी, हम बात कर रहे थे आर्टिकल 370 की, और कश्मीर में जब 1990 में पंडितों को निकाला गया था, तो उस समय की गवर्नमेंट ने जो भी तरीका अपनाया, व्हाई वाज देयर वाज नो सपोर्ट एंड ऑल दैट, आपको इस बारे में क्या लगता
है जी?
क्या लगता है आपको, उस समय की जो गवर्नमेंट थी उन्होंने कश्मीरी पंडितों को सपोर्ट क्यों नहीं किया, उनको प्रोटेक्शन क्यों नहीं किया? जी हेलो।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी
जी, आप टेलीविजन की आवाज मत सुनिए, क्योंकि वो 10 सेकंड के बाद में आती है, कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
आपको क्या लगता है उस समय की जो गवर्नमेंट थी, जो सरकार थी, उसने जो लोगों को मार के भगाया जा रहा था, जिनके साथ अत्याचार हो रहा था, जिनके साथ ज्यादती हो रही थी, उनका समर्थन, उनका रक्षण क्यों नहीं किया गवर्नमेंट ने?
वो राम जी, ऐसा है कि आपके दोनों महानुभावों ने एक बहुत अच्छी बात की है
जी,
और आपने भी की है
जी,
कि उस वक्त की जो गवर्नमेंट थी ना
जी,
पॉलिटिकल विल नहीं थी। वो अपीजमेंट की पॉलिसी पे विश्वास रखते थे
जी,
कि मुसलमान कहीं हमसे जुदा ना हो जाएं, हमारा वोट बैंक न जाता है।
अच्छा,
ये वोट बैंक की पॉलिसी है।
ये उस समय
देखिए
जी, उस समय उनको ऐसा लगता था कि ये कोई हमसे नाराज हो जाएगा, हमारे वोट कम हो जाएंगे, इनके लिए
हो जाएंगे
जी,
और कश्मीर में फसाद हो जाएगा।
अच्छा 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 अच्छा, गुप्ता जी
सबसे बड़ी
जी जी जी, गुप्ता जी
आप देखिए
जी जी,
सात अलगाववादियों को पकड़ा है
जी,
आज 6 दिन हो गए
जी,
कोई बात हुई
नहीं,
कश्मीर में कोई बोला? कोई नहीं बोला
जी,
क्योंकि उनको पता चल गया
जी
कि ये अपने घर
जी
इतनी प्रॉपर्टी बना ली
जी,
करोड़ों
जी
पाउंड
जी,
और इन्होंने दुबई में
जी,
पाकिस्तान में
जी,
दिल्ली में
जी
और कश्मीर में इतनी प्रॉपर्टी बनाई है
जी,
अपने बच्चे
जी
सारी दुनिया के अंदर भेजते हैं
जी,
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
और अपने जिनको चढ़ाते हैं चने के झाड़ पे, जिसको कहते हैं चढ़ जा बेटा सूली पे भरा करेंगे राम, उनको बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं। ये बात लोगों की समझ में आई है। जी गुप्ता जी, थैंक यू सो मच आपके सपोर्ट के लिए एज ऑलवेज, और धन्यवाद, थैंक यू सो मच। बात कर रहे थे हम, उसी बात को मैं थोड़ा सा खींचना चाहूँगा कि वोट बैंक के अलावा क्या ऐसी कोई और भी बात थी जिसकी वजह से इंडिया थोड़ा सा रिलक्टेंट था, पाकिस्तान या जो लोग उसको प्रॉम्प्ट कर रहे थे, या कश्मीर विद इन द कश्मीर सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस को ज़्यादा मजबूत करना, कोई एक चक्रव्यूह रचना, कोई एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाना ताकि ये बातें अपनी जगह पे रुकें या धीरे धीरे कम हो? वॉज देयर एनी अदर रीज़न बिहाइंड द रीज़न? चुनीला जी क्या लगता है?
पहले जो हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी थी
जी,
वो टोटली अनडेवलप थी
जी,
किसी के साथ, कोई भी देश के साथ हमारा कोई संबंध नहीं
जी, मतलब कोई फॉरेन पॉलिसी नहीं थी,
कुछ नहीं थी
जी।
या अभी पिछले 2 वर्ष से हमारा कुछ फॉरेन पॉलिसी बनी है
जी,
इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे। ये हर देश
जी
भारत को उनकी बात में समर्थन देती है
जी,
व्यापारी दृष्टि से
जी,
फॉरेन पॉलिसी में
जी,
कश्मीर इश्यू में
जी,
हर एक अभी वो सार्क की मीटिंग होने वाली थी 6 मास पहले।
जी जी जी।
भारत ने जाने की मना कर दी
जी।
तो दूसरे देश ने भी मना कर दी, इंक्लूडिंग बांग्लादेश
जी।
तो एक जो पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए वो पहले नहीं थी
जी।
अभी वो पॉलिसी है तो वो पॉलिसी का अभी हमें फल 2 वर्ष में मिल रहा है।
जी।
तो 70 वर्ष में कोई बहुत ज्यादा मिलता।
जी जी। तो मतलब भारत की जो उस समय की गवर्नमेंट थी या पिछली जो सरकारें थी उनकी फॉरेन पॉलिसी में कुछ खास बात नहीं थी। इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी के साथ में उनकी जो एक डायलॉग्स होते हैं वो नहीं थे और उसकी वजह से वो प्रेशर नहीं बना पाए थे। हम बात कर रहे थे कश्मीर और कश्मीर से जुड़े हुए मुद्दों की। कृष्णा जी और चुनीलाल जी, हम एक और बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है जो पिछले कुछ दिनों में हमारी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस ने भारत की 2 बहुत बड़े आतंकवादियों को मार गिराया है, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे, लेकिन एक छोटे से ब्रेक।
At Leica Mobile, we do things your way. Buy a new SIM with our UK Plan Ultra online and enjoy 15 gigabytes of ultra-fast 4G data and unlimited UK minutes and texts. All of this for the low price of just £12 for 30 days. This 50% off contract-free offer is available on our 4G LTE UK network. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Visit leicamobile.co.uk today. Terms and conditions apply. Your data, your way. Leica Mobile.
Hey, little fella. Get your free Brian toy when you buy car or home insurance through
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ हेस्टन हाइड। फॉर बुकिंग्स कॉल 0208 572 1818।
नमस्कार। नमस्कार।
Namaste. I love India. So, travel a lot?
No, just on business.
You love India without experiencing it.
But I have experienced it right here on Air India. I always fly Air India.
Me too.
Now fly anywhere to anywhere. Earn and redeem miles via 27 Star Alliance partners. Air India. Proud to be Indian. Proud to be global.
स्वागत है आपका प्रोग्राम जन्म कुंडली में। कैसा होगा ग्रहों का हाल आपके लिए, किस तरह से आप ले पाएंगे इनसे लाभ, क्या होगी दशा आपके लिए, देखना ना भूलें जन्म कुंडली विद अनिल शर्मा ऑन MATV।
सुखदेव्स रेस्टोरेंट एंड बार शानदार महफिल के लिए जानदार जगह, बर्थडे पार्टीज, रिसेप्शंस, फैमिली गैदरिंग्स, ऑन डिमांड फूड, एक्सलेंट वेन्यू एंड रीजनेबल प्राइजेस। साउथ हॉल स्टेशन के पास 123 बीकन्सफील्ड रोड, साउथ हॉल। कॉल 0208 571 7669 और लॉग ऑन टू www.sukhdevsrestaurant.com।
Leica presents The Bang, The Tour.
Hi, my name is Salman Khan. Coming to your city. Join me at the Bang Show.
On Saturday, 16th of September at Barclaycard Arena, Birmingham, and at the O2 Arena, London on Sunday, 17th of September. For tickets, visit thebang.uk.
मैं रिंग लिए बिना नहीं जाऊंगी।
रिंग लिए बिना नहीं जाएंगे तो भटकते रहेंगे इधर उधर। हाई सीजन में कहाँ रहेंगे, क्या करेंगे, जो करना है करे, कूचू निकले खटे मरे। मैं अम्ब लेने, मैं अम्ब।
Actually, I don't understand what's your problem, huh?
कौन की करे बोल।
ये सब एक्सक्यूज है, एक्सक्यूज।
हाँ, एक्सक्यूज है, एक्सक्यूज है ये। अरे कोई कुछ भी फील करे, मरे जीवे, सुतरो कोल पतासे पीवे। मैं अम्ब लेने है, मैं अपने लिए कॉफी लेने जा रहा हूँ, आपके लिए कुछ ले आऊँ मैं।
कैरेक्टर हो तुम? A1।
Rajneeti, supported by Sona Tours, specialized in community and religious group tours. Call Sona Tours on 0208 951 0111.
Rajneeti with Ram Bhatt on MATV. We are in the final segment of this program. Somebody mentioned Article 370, which is very, very debatable, and people in India are not very happy with it. Lots of people laugh at us because of Article 370. Chunilalji, few words on Article 370.
Article 370 is very controversial. सबसे पहले हमारे जिसने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाया था डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने, उनकी इच्छा नहीं थी वो रखने की, मगर उस वक्त हमारा जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे जवाहरलाल नेहरू, उसने जबरदस्ती से वो रखवाया.
He had a soft corner for, it seems like.
He had soft corner for Muslims.
Yeah.
Well, I would go a little further and I would say he was anti-Hindu.
Right.
I don't hesitate in saying that. तो उसने वो जबरदस्ती से रखवाया.
Right.
और ये बात हुई थी कि वो जो आर्टिकल 370 है वो शॉर्ट पीरियड के लिए होगा.
Right.
शॉर्ट पीरियड में आज 70 इयर्स हो गया.
Right.
तो इट्स अबाउट टाइम दैट आर्टिकल 370 was thrown out of the window.
Right.
We have reached that stage.
Right.
अच्छा, और आर्टिकल 370 में है क्या? It's 101% anti-Hindu, anti-India.
Right.
It's a country within a country.
Right.
भारत की जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, उनका जजमेंट कश्मीर में लागू नहीं पड़ता.
So Kashmir has their own law, their own
everything their own.
Their own law and everything their own court.
मैं वहाँ जाऊँगा, मैं गुजरात से हूँ, हिंदू हूँ, गुजरात से हूँ. मैं अगर वहाँ जाऊँगा कश्मीर में, तो मैं वहाँ पे पीस ऑफ लैंड नहीं खरीद सकता.
Right. Okay.
कहीं और भारत में खरीद सकता हूँ,
but
not in Kashmir.
कश्मीर में नहीं खरीद सकता.
एक कश्मीर की मुसलमान औरत पाकिस्तान के मुसलमान के लड़के के साथ विवाह करेगी,
जी,
तो वो लड़का कश्मीर में आके रह सकेगा.
Right.
मगर हिंदू लड़का वहाँ नहीं रह सकेगा.
So it's, I mean, this is really ridiculous in terms of that in a country, you're creating a country within the country, you're promoting actually the separatism.
तो इसीलिए बिल्कुल वही कारण से आज जो हिंदू मुसलमान में जो तनाव है, ये it's created by this Article 370.
Right. Some political moments done in past, sometimes they never understand that what will happen in future.
उनका प्रभाव भविष्य में क्या होगा?
जी, उनका दूरदृष्टि जो है ना वो बहुत कमजोर बहुत कमजोर था. एक और बात जो घटी है कल 2 दिन पहले, हमारी सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस ने एक बहुत बड़े टेररिस्ट को मार गिराया है, और ये टेररिस्ट पिछले कई वर्षों से उसने नाक में दम कर रखा था. उसके सर पे 25 लाख रुपए का इनाम था. I want to show you a clip. This Abu Dujana and his aide Arif Lilhari. I want to show you this clip and then we'll talk about it more. आइए देखते हैं एक छोटी सी clip.
This is the new face of terror sweeping the Kashmir Valley. 26-year-old Abu Dujana, who was killed in a pitched gunfight with the security forces, was not just a separatist who was using terror in his fight for separatism, but has also been described as a debauch who was used to having a good time.
He was more of a nuisance. He was more involved in coercion and not many in terms of terrorist acts. So he was more of only enjoying himself here, जिसको हम कहते हैं ना कि वो अयाशी कर रहा था यहाँ पर. He was largely only a nuisance. That's the way I look at it.
After the killing of the Hizbul Mujahideen commander Burhan Wani last year, Abu Dujana had emerged as the new face of terror. And unlike in the past, he had acquired a larger-than-life image aided by the social media, which had helped the terror outfits to get new roots.
Of late, he had become a larger-than-life personality on the social media. And that was leading to recruitment in the environment. And his killing will definitely ensure that the levels of recruitment in South Kashmir will come down slightly.
The killing of the two terrorists, Abu Dujana and Arif Lilhari, is a major blow to the Lashkar-e-Taiba. But as the burning embers cool after the encounter in the valley, the question on everyone's mind is, has terror in the valley become co-opted with debauchery?
Security forces were able to zero in on the house he was in last night. At daybreak, when security forces finally arrived, Dujana was left inside the house with his aide Arif Lilhari. His wife and her family had been asked by forces to come out and run away to safety. forces later blew up the house.
Video clip which described how he was encountered. Now, this guy, Abu Dajana, there are so many terrorists, or there are terrorists who become terrorists because they want to take revenge, right? Then there are terrorists who are sponsored by a third party. There are terrorists who are hired. You know, kuch kaam dhanda nahi mil raha hai. We have heard last time that, you know, people were paid 20,000 rupees that you become a terrorist, will pay you 20,000 rupees. But then there is a different kind of terrorist who is an opportunist. This guy was a coward. This guy actually faced it on his own people, on the other people. He was never interested in any political agenda. He was never interested in any political movement. He was never interested, in fact, in Kashmir or free Kashmir. It was not his agenda. He always wanted one thing, to enjoy himself. And what he did, according to sources, they say he must have raped over 1,000 ladies. May it will be a girl, a lady, an old lady, may it will be Hindu, Muslim, Dogra, doesn't matter. His intention was to catch hold of somebody and do his ghastly work. And he already escaped 5 times. Army tried to arrest him. He was surrounded by different people and using them as a shield, or, you know, using some tricks. He fled. This time what, however, army did is they announced that we're going to do something, and those who want to save their lives leave. And then they killed him. So what kind of terrorism this is, Chundilal bhai?
This is not terrorism. He was doing for his own personal pleasure.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he was being paid.
Right.
For his pleasure.
Right.
And at the same time, he was able to control his little army, his own little army.
Right.
And the other side, who was sponsoring him, they were not able to touch him.
Right.
So he was a nuisance. Of course, he was a nuisance to India.
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But he was also a nuisance to Pakistan, ISI and whatever.
Right.
So by doing this thing, what the Indian forces did yesterday, they eliminated
right.
that sharp thorn
right.
from this terror activity.
Right.
And now things will be even different.
Right.
Because other terrorists, now they have got the message.
Yeah, will think twice.
They will think twice.
Yeah, because the way this time the army operated, and which points out to another problem, what they did is they said that he has already escaped 5 times. He made a fool of them. He made them laughing stock, in fact. So what they did is, once everybody was out of the building, it was only Abu and his Arif Lilahari. They actually blew up everything. So they didn't take a chance, because they knew that if we don't kill him, he'll do a lot more, you know, destructive work and do this ghastly work. So it points out at something different problem. Does army have enough power to execute or carry out the work they should be doing? Yeah.
Can I come before Krishnaji?
Yes, yes,
Sorry,
yes,
Krishnaji.
yes.
Yeah. Look, slightly differently.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Major Gogoi.
Gogoi, yes.
Yeah. He put one of those stone pelters in front of as a shield, in front of a jeep, Indian military jeep.
Yeah.
And that way he saved a huge havoc happening there.
That's right, and more than 12 people as well. Lives of more than 12 people. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now the Indian army has changed its tactics.
Right.
And they've got a little bit of a free hand from the government to tackle the situation as they see fit.
Right.
So that makes a lot of difference. And the government should give them more power, more freedom to handle the situation, because then the situation better on the ground than people sitting in the offices.
In their AC offices and talking.
That's right.
I mean, this reminds me of something. The guy who actually known the biggest pundit after Lord Krishna is Chanakya.
Yeah.
And Chanakya has said that the guru or the priest or the holy man, जो साधु होते हैं, उन्होंने कभी युद्ध में भाग नहीं लेना चाहिए, because they can't do it. So let the warrior fight the war as per the rules of war, not as per the rules of priesthood. So do you think that that's happening now?
It has just started.
It's just started.
Can I
It
just...
started yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hope that it continues.
Okay, Krishna ji.
I can just add a little more to the same thing.
Yeah.
You see, again, our Article 370 stops
Yeah.
the army
Right.
using their full powers.
Right.
In
In
Kashmir,
Jammu and Kashmir, yeah.
Jammu and Kashmir, because the same rules as rules in India apply, they do not apply in the state.
Right.
So it stops them from doing what they should be doing.
Right,
really.
so it forbids the national army or national forces to carry out their work as in any other part of India.
Because they get stones thrown at them. They can't do really
And they
much.
can't prevent themselves or they can't
protect themselves.
Yeah, it's like having a speed camera.
That's right.
Yeah, self-destructive. You know, you want the speed camera so more and more people get careful. But what happens is people stop when they see a camera and then they go zoom. So it's a self-destructive thing.
That's right.
So what we want to say about this, I want to talk about this Abu Dujana. We have only a few minutes left. What kind of people? There is a saying in Hindi, कि जो डाकिन है ना, चुड़ैल, वो भी दो घर छोड़ के डाका डालती है. चोर भी है, वो अब जहाँ रहता है ना, उससे दो घर छोड़ के चोरी करता है. They spare their neighbors and they will spare their homes and friends, and then he will probably do his, act. Here, what we're seeing is this person, and I'm sure there are more than him, because he was becoming another poster boy of, that area, and he was again sponsored and promoted by the third party. Thanks God, he was killed. But maybe more people, if he was even live and he would carry on, I think more and more people would have followed him, which is a very dangerous thing to happen.
Yeah.
Very much so. So that's why it's very good thing that the Indian army dealt with him the way it did.
Right. About Article 70, there was a discussion 2 weeks ago in Parliament, and Jaidev Singh actually proposed this thing, and then Farooq Abdullah actually warned that iska natija acha nahi hoga.
Yeah, he did.
What do you want to say about it? I mean, a government officer or politician is telling the government that if you stop something wrong happening, it will not be good for you. Is that a threat or it's a silly talk? What do you think?
It's both actually.
Okay.
To me, it's both. He may be right in saying that it will have its consequences.
Yeah.
But it's also in some way he knows that if the government wants to go ahead with it, he can't really stop.
He can't really stop them. I mean, if he's saying that there will be insurgency or there will be more trouble, Kashmir is burning anyway.
Yeah.
Kashmir is burning like hell.
Since 1947.
Yeah, since 1947 and especially 1990 onwards.
right.
So I think it's about time, that in spite of maybe there will be a strong opposition to there will be protest. But I think there should be some very strong steps to be taken. At least try. Let's try and do something. Right. It may work, it may not work, but at least something is being done finally.
Another thing before we go, this government, the present government, was elected on the promise that Article 370 will be abolished.
Right.
The time is running towards that moment.
Right.
And if in the next few days the government does not do something about Article 370, I mean abolish that article, then things will be difficult probably nationally.
Probably nationally. Chunilal Bhai, thank you very much. Krishna ji, final 30 seconds.
Final 30 seconds is that the present government, let me continue with the present government.
Yeah.
the Kashmiri Pandits, Kashmiri Hindus had hoped that during the tenure of Shri Narendra Modi, Kashmiri Pandits will go home.
Will finally get back home,
Well, if things continue as they are now, I don't think there is much hope.
Krishna ji or Chunni Lal ji, again, thank you very much for participating in our program. And
thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much for your excellent views. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. But till then, look after yourselves, stay vigilant, take care. A very good night. Namaskar.